Composer and conductor, Mahler had headed the Vienna Philharmonic for 10 years at the dawn of the century. Lenny's passionate affinity with a great composer knew no bounds. He described them as two men locked in the same body, much like himself. Although Mahler had converted from Judaism to Christianity in order to win the Philharmonic post, his music was banned by Hitler and seemed destined to obscurity.
When he came, it's real, he was the first who said, you have to play it, it's your music. And so he invented Mahler for the Philharmonics.
They were the great orchestra of the city in which Mahler's music had been banned for a long time. They didn't know it. They were prejudiced against it. They thought it was blustery, over emotional, exaggerated, and it showed in the rehearsals. They resisted and resisted to a point where I did finally lose my temper, because in God's name, this was their composer from this city.
Ich weiß wohl, dass dies nur Probe ist. Aber was probieren wir? Die Noten können Sie spielen, das weiß ich. Es ist Mahler, das fehlt. Diese klagende, jedes Tremolo soll Maximum sein. In einer Höhepunkt wie 18 hier. Man kann nicht so spielen. Mahler, es geht nicht. Es ist kein Mahler. Warum probiert man? Es ist nur die Idee zu haben, aber 17. Bitte, I don't care about your 8 Stunden. Wir arbeiten oder wir arbeiten nicht. Wir werden keinen Mahler haben.
I found it very hard going. Scheisse Musik, I would hear whispers of, untranslatable word. Once they found out, however, how marvelous this music was, how incredible the response of the public was to it, they suddenly realized that they had become the vessel, the holy vessel for something holy. The contents were sacred. They were as sacred a bunch of notes as Brahms's symphonies.
His music is so close to my heart, Lenny wrote. I feel attuned to it, the melancholy, the nostalgia for childhood, for innocence, the attempt to recover life as it used to be when everything was so protected, so untouched, so fresh, but you can never become again. I understand his complexity. I love even his weaknesses, and perhaps some of them are my own.
He had a really complicated relationship with Vienna. You know, it was the seat of Nazism, or one of the seats, and he never forgot that for a minute. But I think he felt some tremendous satisfaction knowing that he was seducing them in a way into accepting an unremittingly Jewish person into their lives. But the Vienna Philharmonic is incredible. And my father had his musical peak experiences with them, no question.
For the Austrian and for the German people, music is not a joy. Music is very serious. And then comes somebody and says, music is joy. And he was jumping, and he was smiling, and he was embracing the whole world, and so it's wonderful.
There was just this beautiful musical soul that ignited in some sort of intoxication of human spirit that we just sat mesmerized. And that's exactly what happened as a partner. I used to say to him after the few concerts I was able to do with him, especially Mahler concerts, you know, you felt good in me tonight, because the man just sang through. He loved singing. I think that was a real regret. I mean, I believe him when he said that he really wanted to be able to sing, and he really couldn't.
He sang with his terrible, ugly voice. He sang, was very funny. But we understood also his ugly voice, what he wanted to show us. A singer to a conductor is like a circuit, what do you say, electrical circle. This comes from one to the other. It goes and it comes and it floats. And this is making music. I was very young and I met Karl Böhm. And Karl Böhm was a conductor who was very strict with the tempo and the value of notes. Then when I was a little bit older, I worked a lot with Karajan, and I learned the beauty of phrasing and to listen to the orchestra, how the orchestra plays, and I think that this is a mélange. And then came Bernstein, not that he said this is not necessary, it was necessary, this was the base of everything. And then came from him spontaneously this immense emotion. And with this, I got open eyes and open ears and open soul and open heart, and I felt something else which I didn't feel before. But I cannot tell it what it is.
I remember working on the Lieder eines fahrenden Gesellen. So I, all prepared. And after the first 4 bars, where the singing starts, it says above it just a bit slower, langsamer. And this is supposed to go between 63 and 60, which is, the difference between a heartbeat and a heartbeat. There's about that much difference. And so I go and all prepared. Well, now, Lenny, tell me, what are we going to do? This is exciting. It's a great moment, because this is a paradox in Mahler's music that Leonard Bernstein is going to clean up for me. This is great. Lenny, how should we do this? And he looks at me and says, what? I don't understand the problem. Have you never been to a Jewish wedding? They got the yidle-ladle-dime, time. And the guy comes in and he sings a little slow. Ach, weh, mein Schatz, Hochzeit macht. Yidle-ladle, and we play on. He's right. He's right. It's a very simple situation. Somebody's playing the wedding music and somebody's not happy about it. I don't know anyone that sang with Lenny who didn't feel that they sang in a different dimension and consciousness, if you want to use those kinds of words, than what they were used to. And you couldn't help but grow from that.